Hello, my name's Jane Wild, and I'd like to wish you happy International Women's Day for 2021. So what achievements do I feel most proud of? I'm proud of being a lifelong learner. In 1978, I left school, aged 16, to go to Secretarial College and became a medical stenographer. At 25, I enrolled as an OU student and graduated in 1998. It was life-changing, as I was qualified to apply for a project manager role at KMI. Then in 2012, at 50, I achieved an MBA. Along the way, I studied family history and I compared my life to that of my nana, who was born in 1900. She left school at 14 and became a servant at a manor house. During World War I, she worked in a munitions factory. But at 24, she married and she didn't do paid work again. She was economically inactive for 63 years. In contrast, I've been earning for over 40 years, and I hope more women globally will have that opportunity and that we can build back equal after the COVID pandemic. Nana told me always to use my vote, as we owed it to the suffragettes who fought for that right. Finally, I'm a baby boomer and I have seen profound changes in technology. When I started work in the NHS in 1980, I used a pencil and notepad and a manual typewriter. But in 1983, I configured a word processor by connecting a Commodore 64 computer to an electronic typewriter using an RS-232 interface to produce mail-merged appointment letters. So I've repeatedly adapted to new office tools, and I wonder what changes the next 10 years will bring to my working life. Whose work do I admire in relation to women's rights and equality? Well, I admire my colleagues in the KMI Athena Swan Group and the KMI Senior Team, who use a data-driven approach to advocate for gender equality in our workplace. I hope I live to see gender equalities eradicated, such as, number 1, the gender pay gap. Number 2, the Matilda effect, which is a bias against acknowledging women's academics achievements. Finally, number 3, gender bias in peer review of research grants. I admire the 7,000 women from nearly 200 different institutions across the UK and Ireland who have participated in the Aurora Advanced HE's Leadership Development Initiative for Women. I'm proud to have been selected for that programme this year. I admire the women at the OU staff network. We run regular networking events, and I hope you will watch our International Women's Day celebrations this week. Finally, I admire the many OU academics who work tirelessly for gender equality. In particular, Emeritus Professor Susan Himmelwhite and Dr. Jerome DeHano for their work in the Women's Budget Group, which campaigns for a gender equal economy. What role or impact would I like to play in relation to women's rights today? Well, I aim to use my privilege and my voice to campaign for women's rights wherever I can. I'm an ambassador for the 50-50 Parliament campaign. When you see a woman you think would make a good politician, please ask her to stand. Bringing in women's knowledge and lived experience will transform government and policy making. I'm a member of the Fawcett Society's Milton Keynes group. We are part of a national movement who campaign for gender equality through hard-hitting research. We aim to shape the debate and drive change to, for example, end gender stereotypes that begin in childhood, or to introduce pay transparency to help achieve equal pay for work of equal value. In 2020, I co-authored 2 discussion papers with OU alumni Joan Swan, Barbara Mayer and Margaret Gallagher, and others on the topic of rethinking gender equality in Milton Keynes and in the Milton Keynes Council Chamber. Lastly, I represent the Open University in the Citizens UK network. Through community organising, we enable local leaders to develop their voice and come together with the power and strategy to make real change. I'm involved in a campaign calling for misogyny to become a hate crime. If you would like to join one of these campaigns for gender equality, visit the websites at the end of the video or email me, janewild@open.ac.uk. Thank you and have a wonderful International Women's Day.